She's admiring my drip. She's admiring my drip. Check what I do. Check my review. I don't care how long it take to get an eye back. All my niggas outside eating steak, bitch. We out. Oh, bitch, what was you hoes saying, bitch? Honey, what were you bitches saying? I heard you talking slick. Bull. I am I am the real Hazel Dior. You wanna drink? You wanna drink of my chocolate hazel creamy milkshake, baby? We can have some fun. I love to get soaking wet. I love it nice, hot, and sweaty. Just don't pull my motherfucking hair. And don't be trying to bounce my head around like a basketball. But anyway, how are you, my babies? I love you so much. You guys are the best. You guys literally, I was giving up on the insurance route to get surgery, and you guys literally encouraged me to keep going. That's what I'm talking about. Real supporters, not that fake ass shit. Oh, I support Hazel, but you. How? But I love y'all, and I will be in hitting a few of y'all up too, so I can get some tea on that. So I'm gonna show you guys an example of foolishness, and basically they're trying to say, from what I read in this little video, the guy trying to say that we're we were assigned at birth a certain way, right? And that's what he goes by, and that's what he believes. So by us transitioning into who we are and referring to ourselves the way we do, I guess that's like forcing ourselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch the video, and let's get into it.
Explain to us why you have these views, David, because you have a very deep religious belief.
Well, I do. I don't think there's any big deal here. Most of humanity throughout most of history have believed this, believed it on the basis of scientific evidence, believed it on the basis of how do we assign gender to people. When I use the word gender, I use it the same as sex, assigned at birth. And yes, you mentioned my religious views. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I believe that God made mankind male and female. And I believe that this is extremely important to us as a nation, as a generation, that we uphold this truth.
Dr. Godfrey, can I just say, this truth, whatever you deem to be the truth or whatever, in today's world, this ain't going to change. Right? It's not going to change. You've lost a job over all of this. Why don't you, let's start with the easiest option first. Why don't you just go, yeah, whatever, you mightn't believe it or not, but why don't you just tick a box and save your job?
Well, first of all, it would be dishonest for me to do that. I would be, and lying is sinful. It would be sinful before God. And secondly, it's the same thing, isn't it? I do not believe it. And if we have no doctors...
You medically not believe it?
I medically not believe it. If we have no doctors or nurses with consciences anymore, anything can happen. We have to be allowed to have a conscience when we work as doctors and nurses, even if we disagree with each other on some things.
What about somebody who has had the full transgender surgery and believes that they have changed their sex, maybe from male to female, female to male, and they are living as that person?
They have the right to
Would
tell
you
me.
still not call them by the gender that they prefer?
They have the right to call themselves by whichever gender they wish, but as a Christian, I believe that gender is assigned at birth, and that God made them male and female, and that this cannot be changed.
Monroe, assigned at birth. You were assigned a gender at birth, but you believed that was the wrong gender, right?
Yes.
So Monroe, doctor, is the person she is today, but on, I presume, your birth certificate, it says you are a different gender.
Yes.
Yes. Now, doctor, do you have a problem with that? Monroe is comfortable in her own skin, who she is, what she is, would you actually say to her, I don't recognise that?
Can I actually just say surgery doesn't actually have a bearing on it? How far someone is with their transition. You can be trans and have not even transitioned yet, and that's actually the most crucial point.
So the
when
minute
people
you
are their most
decide,
vulnerable and they need to be believed.
See, more this is where it becomes very complicated, very confusing, and actually I think perhaps makes it easier for the doctor, because he's actually saying that physically you are...
But that is his job to help people, and he's not doing his job by not helping people.
There's never been anybody that I've refused to help, ever, not once.
Well, we're talking potentially, aren't
So,
we?
we have a situation here, take Facebook, where we have 78 genders now, I'm told. Now, when gender becomes indeterminate, you can have 7 billion genders, or you can decide, or you can believe that gender is assigned at birth. Now, if gender is assigned at birth, it follows automatically that gender cannot change. It cannot change.
It's gender identity. You're confusing that with sex.
So you're talking medically and physically.
I'm talking medically and physically as well. It's recognised within medical practitioners that this is the process and this is how you help trans people. And this guy is saying, no, I'm not going to help people because I don't want to refer to them how they are because of my religious beliefs. If this is his religious beliefs, then he should not be in the field, and he was right to lose his job.
You can't write off Christianity or religion just like that.
I can. Any religion. I'm not writing off
You take
Christianity.
everybody who's religious.
I'm writing off religion if that's going to stop you from helping people. You're a public servant.
So, do you
working for the NHS of taxpayers' money, you should be helping people, not using your own beliefs to play God, essentially.
If you
That's what
remove
you're doing.
everybody
You're
like
playing
me
God.
from the NHS, there'll be no NHS left.
I'm not talking. You can have your own beliefs, but don't impose that on other people.
Okay, but
We
just
have
let's
to have
talk...
people with belief, and they have to be able to
you-
hold
I'm
that
not saying that you
belief.
can't be-
Say
I'm
what that
saying that
belief
you
is
can't be
in the NHS.
Let's talk
No,
about
I'm not saying that you can't be a
practicalities.
Christian. I'm talking about you imposing that and affecting people that are highly vulnerable and need your help.
Lots of situations that they don't want to be in.
84% of young trans people are either self-harming or have attempted suicide.
What he's saying is, I suppose, to
Now you fucking see? You guys see, right? So I don't want to hear, oh, people is too sensitive, It is fucking sensitive. It is, because it gets to the point of life and death. This isn't something that we just make up. This is who we fucking are. This is implemented in our mind. You can call it delusional. You can call it psychological crazy. Then, bitch, that's what the fuck we are. If you feel that way. This is who we are. This is who the fuck we believe we are. What I was born as and what my birth certificate says, that has shit to do with who I am right now. I was born a fucking baby. A baby. 0 years old. I'm not a baby. Like who you are today, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're a stripper, prostitute, home wrecker, rapist, child molester, bank robber, hairstylist, McDonald's worker. Was that who the fuck you were when you was born, bitch? So you just be happen to come this incredible businessman. You grow into who the fuck you are. I don't want to hear anything about this changing gender shit, because this is why trans is in front of woman, ho. Or trans is in front of men. Because we're transitioning from one to the other. So we're not changing chromosomes, blood types, and everything. Like everything. There's gonna be some type of whatever DNA left over from once before. That's the process of we're transitioning from one to the other. You can call it a fake ass wannabe woman or whatever you want to call it, but baby, that's what we're trans women. What point do you not understand? No one's trying to be a cis woman. Maybe there are some trans girls but that's not what a trans woman is. You guys just don't want us to have the title of a woman for whatever reason. You guys sit there and say there's only two genders. And we are women. We are referring to ourselves as women. So isn't that one of the two genders? And then as a doctor, you supposed to put your religious beliefs, your personal shit aside to help people in need. You don't believe in satanicness. So if you get a patient that worships this and that, are you going to turn them down? We don't give a fuck how you feel. Help this person that's in motherfucking need. That's what it's about. And yes, that trans woman was very fucking accurate. A lot of trans people that is committing suicide, attempting committing suicide, losing their lives because of fear of how society treats us, or how they're being treated, and how they, how things are in their life is very complicated. And my heart goes out to every trans individual that has passed away, that has been murdered, that has took their life. I am so sorry that you had to go through that pain. So you hoes out here worrying about a gender, bitch, it's motherfuckers out here taking their lives. Are you kidding me? Worry about your fucking self. That's okay. Everyone has an opinion, and yes, you can feel the way that you do. That's totally fine. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. You can just, I don't support it. That's not really something I'm into. I don't really get it. Instead of sitting there saying, well, you a man to me. You will always be a man. You ain't nothing more than a motherfucking, that's part of, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Talking about people being too sensitive nowadays. A lot of trans experiences is very sensitive. It is. This is not a fucking game. This is like real deal. This is real deal who the fuck people are. A real trans person, we're not faking, we're not playing around. But as I was going to say before, new age transitioning, yeah, the standards for transitioning has been watered down. The social media era is influencing it, or it's just more like acceptable as far as being gender non-conforming and non-binary, or I'm a trans woman but I still identify as a male, and you still have like the male image. All of that type of shit has been watered down. It's like you're not even expected to take your shit seriously. And I'm not just coming down on others and not saying that there has to be a certain requirement, because I'm still an upcoming trans woman myself. I'm not complete. I'm not motherfucking perfect. Okay? There is some trans bitches that really have their transition down packed, and they take their shit very seriously. I am a trans woman that take my transition seriously, but honestly, I'm gonna say that I let how I tell you guys not to let life problems get in the way and like distract you and slow you down. That's been my process. I let shit get in the way and slow me down. And part of that is the reason why I be inconsistent sometimes with uploading, because I be letting other shit get in the way. And I'm trying to be like, organized with it. But I'm still transitioning myself. It's a lot of shit that I gotta work on. Stuff that I would love to work on, and I want to work, and I'm going to work on. at my own pace. This is not to try to bash any other trans individual, because that's not how I get down. It is true that bitches transition for 1 month and 2 months and they go and get surgery, go and get breast augmentation and all that before they even let the hormones impact anything with their body. That is something that goes on, and it's like everyone, and I think it's social media is influencing this shit. Real ass shit, social media influence it, and a lot of people is easily influenced. So when you see this trans woman on Instagram and oh my gosh, she look like a supermodel, this bitch like really like a superstar, you know, and 20 years ago that wasn't even like the case with some girls. So now, you know, some of these up and coming trans women look at that and like, oh my god, not only is you like inspired by her, but you feel like, oh my god, to be a trans woman I have to go and get surgery before I fucking start hormones, or as soon as you start hormones. The hormones gonna do a lot for you. Shit, hormones gonna do a lot for me that I haven't even experienced yet. But baby, I'm being patient. I can be impatient. I can be an impatient ass bitch. Don't get me wrong. I want my shit to be glowy and flowy. But I already know it's finna do its due diligence. It already is. 1 year and 5 months in this bitch, and I am slaying. So I am really, really appreciative. But yeah, babies, you don't have to rush your transition. Like, if your shoulder's a little broad, or is your voice a little deep, it'll soften up. Yeah, we do have to put effort into it. I have to put fucking effort into my voice as well. And that's something that, like I said, I'm working on. How is I working on it? I may be going to voice training. I may be going to voice lessons. I may want to get a tetra, whatever the fuck it's called. I may want to get the voice surgery. Let me do my due diligence. Do not try to rush my transition, my process. Let me transition on my own terms. I know what needs to be done if I want it the fuck done. Did you ask this bitch, did she want a pussy? When's you gonna get your pussy? Oh, do I want one? Why's your voice so deep? Who said I gave a fuck? When are you gonna get breast augmentation? Who said I wanted it? I did say I want it, and I do, and I'm going to get it. Let me transition on my own terms. Do not rush my transition. Because if you really want to keep it the fuck real, I know several hoes who transition in the motherfucking dark. Behind the scenes, yeah. What they'll do is some will quit their jobs. Some will keep their jobs. They'll go to the doctors and get their medication, or no, they'll self-medicate actually. They'll go to the black market and they'll start self-medicating. They'll wait a whole motherfucking year and some change until them hoes come out as transgender to the world, to your family, to everyone, and start presenting as trans because you're insecure about your body. And I get it. Like, that's a dysphoria. I get it. You doing shit your way, that's fine. Let me do shit my way. There's bitches that go and hide out. They don't even show up on social media, on no social media accounts. They stay hidden behind the scenes until they go and get surgeries and all that, until where they feel like they can compete with the bitches that they feel like that's the big dogs. The trans bitches that they feel like that made it. They'll wait. They'll hide out behind the scenes trying to go get all this shit together, and then they'll come out with a YouTube channel, or they'll be present on Instagram. And baby, that's fine, cause I'm not tearing you down. But don't rush my motherfucking process. I stick up for my bitches and I advocate for my bitches. Only thing I need is fucking support. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Hazel, would you like breast augmentation? Hazel, are you interested in voice training or voice feminization surgery? Hazel, are you interested in facial film surgery? Hazel, are you interested in getting SRS? Those are how you ask fucking questions. Not saying that I want any of that. I'm just saying those are how you ask questions. If I see you walking up the street and I'll be like, girl, when is you gonna work on toning down those big broad ass muscles of yours? Oh girl, when is you gonna stop wearing them cheap ass wigs? Oh girl, when is you gonna get rid of that flat ass? That is fucking disrespectful. If that shit come out of my mouth, I'm purposely trying to disrespect you. That's keeping it real in a disrespectful fucking way. You can keep it real with somebody and say it in a delivering good way. And it's the same thing fucking applies to society that want to sit there and call us men and wigs and all this shit. Baby, I'm not offended by exactly how you feel and your beliefs. I'm motherfucking offended how you just delivered that shit to me. Because you saying it to tear me down. You saying it to disrespect me. You didn't say, well, you know, I don't really believe in transitioning and all that. You didn't really say that. You said it in a disrespectful fucking way. So who the fuck not gonna take offense to that? But girls, we need to stick together, honey. We don't need to be going back and forth. Oh my god, I got something so interesting I want to tell you guys. So my hair, a whole track was coming out this bitch. And I'm like, oh my god, like what is I'm gonna do? I'm like, who the fuck? I gotta try to find somebody to sew this track in. And I remember a week ago, I stopped and got some needle and thread because I didn't know if I was gonna get my hair done that day. So I'm like, bitch, I'm finna try to learn. I watched hella YouTube videos over and over, and I just started practicing. And bitch, I sewed that whole motherfucking track in. You can't tell me I ain't no bad bitch. I sewed that whole track in. I ain't know shit about sewing nothing in prior. I didn't know nothing about threading a needle, tying a knot. I know how to do all that now. And I sewed that whole track down. Kudos to me. Yay. But it was an honor speaking to you guys as always. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You guys can comment, be nice, be supportive. And yeah, if you a hating asshole, I mean, you can comment too. I'm not really the girl that go block out comments or like block people and stuff like that. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, ho. It ain't gonna never change anything if I don't give a fuck about it. Okay? I love you. Bye, babies.